Hi there, I'm doing a video about what do people need to know about Trump right now. It's October 8th, and I'm using the Illuminating Journey Cards. I've already asked the question. Let's see what the cards have to say. First card is the number 4. So this is very interesting because, of course, we're in a 4-month, universal month. In October, it's 13, 4 universal month. And what does this mean? It's telling us, or what we need to know, is that this is about setting boundaries or coming into what is true for us. So the expansion, the activity, all the things that Trump is doing is giving us 2 opportunities. One, to get distracted and get more kind of pulled into that and feel angry or indignant and righteous. The other is to go, where am I and what do I need to do? What am I focusing on? What am I building? What am I creating in this time of chaos? Because we are in an incredible time of chaos. And in chaos, in a time of chaos, we are actually given the opportunity to build new things almost under the radar. People can't see us. And the 4 is very much about bringing ideas into reality. So it's a great time to bring innovative new ideas into our experience, to bring things alive in new ways, to create new structure, to let go of the old way of being, the old things that we relied on. Like many of us, we've been groomed to kind of rely on this kind of big daddy figure or some guy out there who's going to save us all. I've heard people saying, the day Trump leaves, whatever, we're all going to be fine. Everything goes back to normal. No, it won't go back to normal. Certainly not the normal we've experienced. So how do we create a normal we can live in? We activate this energy of creating a structure or a new idea, bringing it to life, energizing it, laying foundation, starting to build something that has integrity. And when I talk about integrity, I mean, if you look at a table, it has 4 legs because that's what creates integrity. The table will be wobbly if there's only 3 legs or 1 leg is shorter. Like they need to all be the same height. And so that's what integrity is, wholeness. So creating something that is whole to you, that brings out your innate integrity, your sense of what you're building, what is true, what is made of the earth, what is connected to the earth. We are here on an earthly plane. We are creatures of the earth. Our bodies are act as matter of the earth. We decompose, we generate new cells. We have a large capacity of water in our cells. So we kind of emulate the nature around us. And we are informed by nature because that's the nature of our beings and this land and earth we live on. So we actually are here to learn how to be at one with ourselves, at one with all the people around us and the environment we live in. And so the 4, which is also an earth number, speaks to all of these things. Like, what do we want to bring into reality? What do we want to realize? What do we want to materialize? How do we want to live? Do we want to live in joy and peace and the harmony and the idea that we can build things and create things that have value? Or do we want to just kind of follow somebody else's dream? So the 4 definitely is a call to our own integrity, because when we point fingers at others, like we can point fingers at Trump and saying, he's the one that's creating all the problems. On the other hand, in the universal scale, he is the one that is helping us see the problems. So his bombacity, his loudness, his lack of respect for rules makes us realize the importance of rules, which is also related to the 4. The importance of having rules that actually have integrity and that people around us are in harmony in terms of what does the system look like. Like we have a system that's antiquated, out of fashion, it doesn't work anymore, and now we need to create a new system that actually is something that is effective and also that we can use, because we can't go around bossing people and want the results we want. That's manipulative. That's not, it doesn't have integrity. So in order to have integrity, to build a system that actually can maintain itself in a new reality, in a new world, we need the structure, we need the discipline, the attention to detail, the honesty, all of those things that are required to build a new structure with divine intelligence that can brings us up, raises our vibration going, I'm activating something that is important to me, that I care about, that I love, that I want longevity with, as opposed to just making things because I'm irritated or in a bad mood or because somebody I don't like is trying to change the rules, right? Let's see with the card number 2. So it's very interesting because remember my question was, what do we need to know about Trump and all of the things he's doing right now? And so this deck has 3 different types of cards. So we've seen the number, which is 4, and now we have this, which is a tool, and it is the key. I hope the light is okay here. It's evening now. But the key, we're given the key to our own castle. We're given the key to this new world we're entering that is very different. So if we try to use the old keys and act in this old way, we're probably going to be disappointed, get lost, whatever, stay stuck. Here we've been given a key to understand that Trump really is the key to change. Like he is kind of leading the way to change, even though that sounds weird, because he's forcing us to take action because of his outlandish behavior. But he's also showing us that the rules that we have put in place only work if the environment supports it, only if the people around do the things that are required. And so where, again, are we putting our attention? What are we building? What are we creating? We can enter corridors that have been hidden to us that are now available. We can walk down corridors, we can create new things, and we can do them under the radar. No one's even going to see us because they're so busy doing whatever they're doing. And so this is an incredible time, not only to activate new things, but to get really clear about what we want. What do we want the keys to? What are we looking for? What are we creating? What are we desiring? I mean, we can explore anything now because it's all open. And that's the beauty of all of this. Very interesting. So we have another card that is a new number card, and this is the 0 card, which means we're starting over. We're being given an opportunity, and not only we're starting over, but we're starting over with the influence of the divine, which means in the 0, everything and nothing. It's also very feminine energy, so masculine and feminine together, everything being swirled around. The rules are broken, so now we start over and we go, right, the last 2,000 years, whatever, men have been dominating. That hasn't been so great for women. And I'm not sure it's been great for men either. But the point is, we can now come back to the pool, to this idea of starting over, ground zero. We have time to think and express and explore. What do we want to bring to life? What keys do we need? What is it that we are looking for? And in a sense, for Trump too, he is at ground zero, right? He has come to a place where he's done all this. He's kind of traveled this journey and created all this chaos, and now he's back at 0. So basically, we know that his influence is changing right now. And we could say, in the sense that I get, that he's falling into a vast hole of everything. You know, when we throw things into a huge pot, into this hole, into this gateway, a circular gateway, we are remaking it. It's losing its old integrity. Remember, we started off talking about the integrity. Now the integrity of someone like Trump is not necessarily what you would consider integrity, but it's his integrity to himself, right? into the environment that is now being dissolved. So it's no more, right? So he too, we're all coming back to the 0 point where we can re-look at who we are and how we're living and where we're putting our attention, our discipline, our desire. What are we creating with the time we have while he is creating all this chaos? I'm going to pull one more card because I want to see if here we go. So the last card, and this is the 24. This is one of the soul portal cards. And yeah, the light isn't that great right now, but here you can see the card, the number 24. And what I hear from this card, we have an illusion about what we think is the perfect life. Just like I talked about, everyone thinks that, just move out all these bullies and these awful people and everything goes back to normal. But in actual fact, our system, which relates to the 0, has allowed us to maintain an illusion of what paradise is. And now we have an opportunity to actually create paradise, not by fooling ourselves, but by diligently approaching being practical, being honest, having integrity, and really thinking about what we value so that we can bring it into our world, so we can begin to have a world that caters to curious creators and those that want to contribute, as opposed to those who just want to take away for themselves. Like when we contribute as a whole, we are given the tools to help each other and help ourselves. When we start to get greedy and think, I don't care about anyone else, I just care about myself, then we tip the balance and kind of break the system. So it stops working because we're all here together. So we have to understand that we live in a dual environment that requires that we understand and perfect the idea of finding balance in duality, right? And that's another aspect of the 4, right? Here we have the 4. It's interesting, we have the green and white of these, the 0 and 4 here, that speak of this incredible opportunity to seek what is seeking us, this incredible opportunity to materialize what we value and create our own form of paradise, which doesn't mean that people don't have an argument or any of those things, that things don't get tough. What it means is we can bring it back into balance. We know how to bring it back to a place of sacredness and love and kindness and sharing without destroying each other, right? So there we have it. That's where Trump is, and that's where we are. And as far as Trump and this card, which I didn't mention, it's like he's looking at this fake paradise where he has abandoned everyone except himself, right? And that's why he will come back to 0, and we are being given the key if we use this time to structure a new place, a new world that has the opportunity for all of us to be creative and abundant explorers in a new world. All right, so that's it for me. I'm sorry the light is going, so coloring is not that great. Anyway, this is the Illuminating Journey Cards. I'm Jen Duchene. You can find me at jenduchene.com. And the Illuminating Journey Cards, it's jenduchene.com/Illuminating Journey Cards. And yes, like, subscribe, and leave me a comment if anything registered or if you have a question about any of this. And I'll see you next time.